All right, guys, welcome back to the Lucky Pierce. Tonight we got another top 5 for you. It is our top 5 revenge films.
Welcome to a world of pain.
All right, guys, who wants to start?
I got it. It's more of a recent one, The Northman.
Okay.
That movie rules.
Yeah,
It's great.
It was a real horny experience. We all saw it in theaters.
Yeah, we were all together. We all had chubbies at the end of it.
Like as a kid, his father is betrayed and killed, and then he basically goes through life like being a slave, and then just his whole life growing to kill the person that betrayed his father. And it all comes to a head like in a fucking almost nude fist fight to the death in a volcano.
Yeah, you could get a much cooler setting
It's
for
pretty
revenge.
hard.
One dude gets beheaded.
It's so
It's straight-
crazy.
It
Just
is. It is.
Tunnel vision, the whole movie, just revenge.
It's one of the most manly movies I've ever seen in my life.
But also,
Testosterone went up from
also when he was a slave, it was blatantly obvious to everybody, I'm pretty sure, that he was a Viking, not a slave. He was head and shoulders taller than everybody.
Yeah, he's just
in
jacked.
such better
Kind of
shape
bugged
than
me. Yeah, they're
everybody.
like, we just need the frail ones. And they're like, this guy's huge.
walking with his shoulders like this. the whole
Right.
movie, yeah. But I will say I saw The Devil. So
Yeah.
it's an Asian revenge movie. A secret agent hunts down the serial killer who gruesomely killed his pregnant fiancée. It's not for the faint of heart. So he keeps catching and releasing this guy. This just
Right.
terrible, terrible human of a serial
like a
killer.
repeat catch and mouse over and over.
And this guy keeps killing, but he's getting a thrill out of it. You can't just kill him because
Yeah, he
needs
enjoys
to,
the hunt and
he
catching
needs
them.
to torture him. He needs to torture him in the worst way possible. And
And one of the most insane ways of revenge in the end.
oh yeah,
How he
Yeah,
hangs
like-
him up with like a timer and a bomb. And if anyone opens the door, he'll like blow up and die. But
Right.
it's his family, so his family has to open the door
His
and then he
family
dies.
are the
And
ones
his
opening the
son, I
door.
believe?
in front of his family,
Yeah.
his whole
son
family.
and his I believe his mom and his dad.
Yeah, they're all like laughing on the way to the door. You're just like, oh god, here we go.
Right.
It's so gnarly.
Oh, what do you got, Joe?
One of my favorite movies, and one that like brought me the most joy for some reason as revenge, is Snatch.
Yeah,
Love it. One of my favorite movies.
The Pikeys,
Brad
and
Pitt.
they kill Brad Pitt's mom as a Pikey because he won't like agree to
Fix a fight.
fix a fight for the mob. So then, obviously, he's pretty upset, and then they try to get him to fix the fight again, and they tell him, if you don't fix this one, then they're going to kill the rest of the Pikeys, so you're going to have to.
And then he just starches the guy, right?
He starches all of them.
Well,
The whole,
he acts
crew.
like he's gonna throw the fight,
yeah.
and then one hit quits the dude.
Yeah, I remember the scene. He goes boom,
Yeah,
like
and
that.
then but while because he like makes the fight last long enough so that set in motion behind the scenes, all of his pikeys are running amok, killing everybody that are trying to like double cross him.
One of
Guys
Guy
are watching
Ritchie's-
his camp. He did just go up to the window with shotguns.
Yeah,
As soon as
honestly,
he opened the window, just shoot him in the
It
face.
might be his best movie in my opinion.
one of Guy Ritchie's
Yeah, I can't
first
argue that.
big movies, right?
Yeah.
One of his
This
first.
one, yeah, it's one of my favorite
For some
movies.
reason, the most satisfying revenge for me. I was like, yes.
It's so
Do you
good.
like Dags? Is one of the
Golden.
most quotable lines when I was younger. Just used to say it for no reason.
Before
And
the
Periwinkle
Germans
Blue.
get here, is like I used to say that all the time. Before
Periwinkle
the
Blue.
Germans get here, yeah.
That's a funny little trio. That was it. Two black guys and Jason Statham, right?
No, he had a little white dude with him. That
Right,
played,
right.
And then the chubby black guy was a driver.
Capone, right?
Yeah, Capone.
The big chubby.
That's Stephen Graham. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He guy's great. But what do you think, Joe?
An obvious one, I feel, John Wick.
Yes.
Can't argue with that one.
That's like That's like the quintessential revenge movie. When people think of revenge movies, that's one of them.
Yeah, especially for recency bias.
Recency,
Yeah.
To the past decade.
But like, his wife dies and leaves him a puppy, so that he like has company because she's gone. And then some like fucking low level criminals or idiots don't know who he is, and break into his house, kill his dog, steal his car, and he just kills fucking everybody.
They didn't know he was like the best assassin.
And
the
then
boogeyman.
Yeah, the boogeyman they call him.
it's especially great since every
El Cucuy.
Keanu movie is just autobiographical, so it's just pretty
Yeah.
crazy
Baba Yaga.
that he let them put that out on
No,
film.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Baba Yaga. I'm thinking of Tony Ferguson,
Yeah.
the fighter.
It's crazy that he just let them put this on film.
I think it's that much more satisfying because they kill the puppy, and you're like, they gotta get it.
Well,
now.
then when he like takes
I
the
can't do
shelter
dog
pit bull
deaths.
and walks away with it, dude.
yeah,
Sick.
it's
Can't
gnarly.
do dog deaths in movies. When
Honestly, I've seen a lot of it recently.
honestly,
Really?
whenever-
A lot?
When a lot's crazy because it's like rare.
Yeah, Lawrence of Arabia, they just ice
No,
some
not Lawrence
dogs.
of Arabia.
No, honestly, I get kind of like I almost like get feeling that I want to turn the movie off.
Well,
when I
like
see a
in-
dog death on movie. I swear to God.
In Kinds of
You
Kindness,
do
they
it?
don't kill a dog, but she like cuts a dog's arm as an excuse to take to the vet. And then
Passable.
All right. But yeah, all right. Let's see. Next up, I got Revenge. So 3 men leave a young woman for dead in the middle of the desert after sexually assaulting her.
Man, that movie rules.
So basically, it takes place in, I believe it's Morocco or something.
yeah, Algeria and Morocco, I think
it's
they
a
filmed
French
most
film.
of it.
It's made by Coralie Fargeet or
Easy.
I don't know how you say her name, but she's got a new movie coming out. Only her
Substance.
second feature film is The Substance. I cannot wait for that. And
It does look
she's such
intriguing.
a good director, and Revenge is so great. It's just brutal, and so basically, it's one of the man's mistress, and
One of the other dudes.
one of the other dudes rapes her, and then they throw her off this mountain.
But
and then she comes back and just starts.
It was
terrorizing
like
them and
a
killing them.
interesting way to portray rape in that movie because it's not graphic. They don't
not,
really
yeah.
show you any of it.
It's
but
implied,
you definitely know it's happening, and they
sure.
definitely like give you the hints that like it's graphic and violent, but like you don't actually have to witness or
Right.
any of it.
Yeah.
So like they do it that they like portrayed it very well, like different than most movies.
It's so good
Because most movies use that as like the shocking awe part.
True, yeah. That's nice that they shot.
And
away
this
from that,
was
I guess,
like-
and just doing like.
All of like the shock and awe was like her
I love the
revenge.
Yeah.
ending of that movie so much around that
Oh, it's
like
so
wall
good.
with the
That's
blood
greatest-
everywhere.
one of
I'm
the
like, this
greatest
looks
scenes.
just looks so
It's
cool.
so amazing. I showed that movie to a lot of people, and everyone I show it to is like, "This is awesome. This is a great movie."
Yeah.
Even one.
Which is a crazy thing to like have some people say.
Possibly my favorite of all, just bias, is Law Abiding Citizen. Just because I love the way the revenge plays out.
Yeah.
Just he's so ticked off because in the beginning, a guy gets his house broken into and his wife
Describing it
killed
as
and his-
ticked off is crazy.
Yes. he's a little perturbed at everybody involved.
He's angry.
He's ticked off enough to kill everybody.
He's a little frustrated.
Wife and daughter get killed, and he
Wait,
wants
let's say no.
he wants it to go to trial because they caught the guys. He wants them both prosecuted with like the death penalty. Wants to go to trial, and the lawyer has like a 100% success like win rate.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to risk that going to trial. He just wants to get a plea from one guy and send the other guy. So he doesn't listen to his client at all. And then he sees him shaking the other client's hand, like saying, "Oh, you did a great job, and thanks for letting me go and give me a plea or whatever." And he sees it as like, "No, you're like,
Sets
that's not
it
what I
off.
wanted." Yeah. So then he takes out the whole judicial system and the criminals. He puts like crazy stuff in the lethal injection to make it way more painful. So during the death penalty, the guy's like freaking out.
Yeah.
They're all watching it happen.
Yeah.
Takes out everyone possibly involved, and then they realize he was like a think tank in the military, and he like would be 12 moves ahead of everyone at all
Just like a
times.
Navy
So
SEAL, basically.
yeah,
So that's like top tier revenge.
I think so. I think
Basically,
it's,
yeah. That movie's great.
Feels so
That movie one
justified.
time, I gotta see it again. Who is it? You or me? Show me.
One of my favorite movies of all time, at least when I was younger for sure, Memento.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Basically, he's getting revenge over and over because he can't form short-term memories. So there's a guy using him the whole movie, telling him, like convincing him, these guys are who you want revenge against. So he kills them, and then he doesn't remember, and he just uses them again to like keep getting revenge. Because in his mind, he's catching the same person over and over because he doesn't form short-term memories. He has like an issue from a traumatic brain injury.
Right.
So the guy is just like, oh, and just uses them over and over to kill
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
And it's pretty crazy.
Manipulating him.
And that movie, like, it's shot crazy.
I think that
so
was-
many
I
details.
think that was Nolan's first big.
No, for sure.
Because he did have one I think before called Following,
Yeah.
but that was like a small movie. I think.
Shocker in a Nolan movie. There's time involved.
Exactly. Next up, I will say The Revenant, which is like, yeah, I actually have it right here because it's so perfect, and I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. A fur trapper in the 1920s is left for dead by his crew. He attempts to cross the bleak winter wasteland with only a single notion on his mind: revenge. And basically, Leo, yeah, he's left for dead. He's attacked by a bear.
Gnarly.
And it's so sick, and he goes through all this different stuff to get back at, I think it was Tom Hardy's character, and he goes through so much, and you guys know I'm into writing, screenwriting and stuff, and it's one of the rules of thumb is to put your protagonist through hell. Like that's
And kind of like, as an actor, he went through all that as well.
He did,
In like
yeah.
a freezing cold, not by a bear, obviously, but like,
yeah, but like they really went out there and shot it in the wilderness
Yeah.
during like winter, and then like from what I read from when they were filming it, they said The light had to
Yeah,
be
they had to be a perfect time of day.
perfect time of day, and you only have like an hour window, and there's so many moving pieces. Everything had to go just perfectly, and it was just it's
It had to be so
unbelievable.
obnoxious to shoot.
Undertaking.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
I put classic that everyone would think of as The Crow. That's
Yes.
getting remade soon.
Yes.
Which could be hit or miss. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake's not looking great.
it has potential, but they might have made it like too hipstery and stylish.
Yeah.
And,
Moody,
yeah.
I mean,
Where the
it is-
first one is just like
it is
grimy
moody, but-
and like,
gritty.
yeah.
Filmed in dystopian Detroit.
Yep. Brandon Lee's last movie. He died on
So
set.
a gang breaks in and kills him and his girlfriend, and he's brought back to life to
Which
avenge.
they honestly never really explain or tie in how like the Native American crow thing ties into the movie at all. But that's the explanation is like
You never really cared.
like
You're
yeah,
just
that's
sweet.
that's like the explanation is like a Native American thing where like the crow can like carry your soul in the mortal plane until it crosses over, and like that's why he's back alive. Like the crow is gonna let him stay alive to get revenge and then take him to the other side.
Yeah.
But if you were growing up and that movie came out, there's no way you didn't think it was
dude.
sick. Like you're like, this is like the sweetest movie I've ever seen.
that also
Crow.
Yeah.
that movie made one of the biggest shifts in professional wrestling ever. Sting
There you go,
went
yeah.
from fucking
100%.
party boy colors armbands
Blonde
to
hair.
fucking the Crow.
right,
He
right.
just literally ripped
Yeah.
the Crow character for the rest of his career was the Crow.
Well, Brandon Lee was dead, so he wasn't gonna complain.
He's like,
And then after that,
this movie.
then after that, only switched up to red face paint instead of white.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm the Crow from now on. He should have just named himself the Crow.
Crazy that Brandon Lee died on set.
But also,
It is crazy,
one of the
right?
I
craziest
don't know
things
if
about a
you
movie.
guys- If you guys remember this, I told you when I went and saw a movie not too long ago, and the Crow trailer played, and it's so obviously that it's the Crow remake.
Yeah.
Because like there's the whole beginning, there's like a murder of crows, and they're flying,
Yeah.
and then like the makeup, and some guy was like proclaimed he was with his girlfriend sitting directly next to me. Like the whole movie theater was open, and they sat literally the chair next to me, and then the next one.
don't know
Didn't
if people
even
do that.
scoot over. But like he so proudly exclaimed, he's like, "The Crow!" And I was just like, yeah, we like all 8 of us here know this.
Yeah.
And then, but then at the end when it said The Crow,
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, it's a remake." And like his girlfriend was like, "What?"
That's why I go to the
And I was
movies
just
in
like,
the earliest in the morning, so there's no one
"Thanks,
there.
dude. Everybody here knows that
yeah.
it's The Crow and that it's a remake." Like,
Right.
he was just so proud of himself. Yeah, it's a remake.
All right, you're up. All right.
All right, yeah. So The Crow was on mine, but next would be Old Boy,
Nice. Yeah.
which is one of the craziest ways to get revenge ever. I don't,
Craziest. Yeah.
like, I don't think I've seen it.
Those
Like,
Asians
I mean,
really
I've
want to do
seen
revenge, right?
Dan.
like more violent or whatever, but like
Twisted and right.
Just like
Straight
dense
up
and like just
mind-blowing
insane.
revenge.
Tense.
Like
Just
how
the
do you
way he goes.
How do you even set it up? So like basically the guy wakes up, has no idea why he's in captivity,
So thought ahead.
It's so intricate. Like
then gets
so that's the word I was looking for. Intricate.
released from captivity, falls in love with
Tense is a great word.
falls in love with a younger
Shot in the dark.
woman, has sex with her, and then it's revealed that is his daughter, and like that's the big revenge plot, and it's so crazy. Like,
That he was banging his daughter this whole time and fell in
yeah,
love
and
with
how
his
would you
daughter.
even set that up? Like, how do you set that in motion? Like, it's so crazy.
Oh man.
every time I see it, I'm shocked. I'm like,
Every time
I
see
can't
it,
believe he
how
did it
often
again.
are you watching Old Boy? You might be on a list.
I mean, that's possible. I've seen Serbian like 10 times. Not many people have seen it that many times. So.
It go different this time.
I'm telling him like to the TV, like not this time.
He got me again.
That's your
Fool me-
daughter.
Fool me once.
Don't you dare again.
Shame on me.
Next up, I will say Gladiator.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott directed. A former Roman general sets out to exact vengeance against the corrupt emperor who murdered his family and sent him into slavery. And one of the greatest movie quotes of all time. I'm going to quote it. You guys know it? You guys know it.
I mean, I'm not gonna
My
lie.
name is Maximus.
I don't know the whole quote that you're about to read, but I know
honestly don't-
I know bits and pieces.
Yeah, I know bits and pieces as well, but
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
Man, that last part. If you don't get a chub on that last part, you're crazy.
and when he's just like walking him down, approaching him and stuff. And
There's like a drum beat in between.
Also notable because it's before Russell Crowe was doing exclusive exorcism movies.
Yeah, it's like
What's he doing? It's like the exorcism, the exorcist, the first exorcist. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell are you doing?
It's crazy.
But,
Crazy career choice.
one of the greatest performances, in my opinion, of all time is Russell Crowe in that movie. Joaquin Phoenix is also excellent.
he's great in it too. You hate him so much.
Oh,
in
it's
that
so
movie.
good. I could watch that movie 1,000 times in a row. It's one of those movies that's like one of the most manly movies ever. Like, there's only a few of them. Like, The Northman, I put in there. Gladiator, I would put also Braveheart in there. And just
I
like,
saw the TV glow. It's up there.
right.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I would put
whoa.
Mad Max in there. Mad Max,
Yeah.
the franchise.
I feel like you're naming a lot of homoeroticism is what you're doing right now.
Right. All right. What do you think, Joe?
I have what I think. If you did like a poll of like top revenge movies, I think it'd be a lot of people's number one.
Yeah.
It should be Kill Bill.
Of course.
I think it's like the first one that comes to mind if you think Kill Bill movie. It's
got revenge right in the title.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called Kill Bill.
No,
Revenge has revenge at the time. You blatantly lied.
Speaking of revenge is, but it does imply revenge in the title.
Yeah. So her, she runs away from her crazy husband. I don't know if they're married, but
Lover.
lover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who leads assassins because she doesn't want her. She's pregnant from with his baby. Doesn't want her kid growing up with around that crazy atmosphere.
What are they called again? The Sinister Six, is it? Or something along those lines? Something like that?
Something like that.
Sinister Six or Sinister Seven? Or
Clearly made that up. Now it's in my head. So.
there's something along those lines. What is it called? What is it?
No idea.
Anyway.
Yeah, I cannot remember. She runs away from him and tries to marry someone and start a new life somewhere else. And he finds her at the wedding, shoots her in the head, and kills her whole family.
Everybody.
Yeah, everyone at the wedding. And all the assassins take part in
A very cold thing.
wrecking her and her whole crew. So she seeks revenge on
As they do.
all the assassins, one by one. Hunts them down
Yep.
and kills every one of them.
And then
Has to go through a
scene-
lot.
The scene that sticks out to me is that dojo scene where she's killing. What is it?
Oren Ishii
Was it the
and the Crazy Eights?
The
Crazy 88s. Yeah,
the
there's
Crazy
88 of them.
She kills 88 of them, and it's just a blood-spattered gore fest, and just
It's unbelievable.
everywhere. It had to go black and white to make it into the theaters. I think that's what I heard. I think because doesn't it go black and white?
I thought it was a style choice, but
I think they did that to make the R cut.
No idea.
I think because it was going
Oh.
to be. That's what I.
either way, it
I don't
looks
know.
amazing in every facet.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's one of his best films, and that's saying a lot because he makes some great ones.
Even the initial kill at the chick's house. Their
Oh yeah,
Clever Kid there is so awesome.
It's awesome, right? There's so many good ones. Yeah, but what do you think, Joe?
So I feel like Liam Neeson has been in so many revenge movies. It's kind of like his shtick for
Yeah.
a while.
Oh yeah,
But,
once he did Taken, it was like.
But I've taken a odd choice here, Cold Pursuit,
yes,
which is like such a weird oddball comedy, and I think that's why it didn't do well because people were going in looking for Taken, and it's like a fucking weird comedy.
dark comedy.
Like there's a scene, like you know how when they go to the morgue or in any movie or TV show, like they have those carts where they like step on the pedal to like raise the
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And there's a scene in that movie where it's like a minute and a half of the doctor going and then stopping like, oh, not high enough. And he's seriously just waiting there.
it's almost like Naked
staring,
Gun
and it's
style.
like,
You're like, this is out of control.
long time.
and then
It's
there's
obnoxious.
like it's a remake of a Norwegian movie, the same director and everything. Like he made it and it was like a huge hit over there. And they're like,
wow.
we want to make an American version, and they just got the same director to like remake the movie with Liam Neeson.
Interesting.
But I don't know how it translates because one of my other favorite parts in the movie is there's Native Americans. And like at a casino, like a Native American casino and resort, and they come in and they're like, yeah, we should have reservations. And like, and the guy's like, wait, what did you say? And he goes, reservations?
Right.
And it's like just an awkward, and like we were dying.
Yeah,
Me and
that's
Chris saw
funny.
it 2 or 3 times in theaters.
That's great. I gotta watch that one. I never
That's
seen
so
that.
fucking funny.
That's on my watch list. All right, next up, I'll say Django Unchained.
Okay.
Another Tarantino film. My favorite, I'll say. My favorite Tarantino film. But with the help of a German bounty hunter, a freed slave sets out to rescue his wife from a brutal plantation owner played by Leo DiCaprio in Mississippi. And it's so good, and Jamie Foxx is
Calvin
incredible in
Candy.
it. And yes, Samuel Jackson is great in it. Leo's
Yeah, he
great
is.
in it. Christoph Waltz is great in it. It's just a great ensemble cast, and it's just so well told and just.
You need a really hateable villain in some of these, and he's hateable.
He's so hateable, and so is Sam Jackson.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Kill Tony bit about Django Unchained. Like, it was a girl got pulled out of the bucket, and she has like a bit because she's been on there multiple times, and she's like very, like, her bit is she's awkward and shy and like hesitant about everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm such an emotional person. Like, in theater, like, I cry in movies, and when my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio died, they had to drag me out because I was bawling during Django Unchained. Because you assume she's gonna say like Titanic or something, and she's like, no, my favorite character died. Leonardo and Django Unchained.
Which is the most vile like human ever. One of the terrible human. Yeah, but
One that I think a lot of people wouldn't think of, but I love so much is The Prestige.
yes,
About the two magicians.
great movie. Yeah.
That he goes through.
I feel like you've told me to watch it multiple times. Because I know I've seen it, but when it came out when we were in high school, didn't it?
2006, I believe.
Yeah.
It came out.
Oh, okay, so not high school.
I think I just had a movie channel when it was first playing, and I just watched it like 15 times. I catch something new every time because it's so bananas. And
Oh yeah, I don't remember almost
so much.
anything.
It's very
from the
dense.
movie.
Yes, that's a word of the day.
I don't.
So much to it.
I'm not playing around, but yeah.
I don't remember almost
was a shot in the
anything
leg.
from the movie.
I swear to God, it wasn't.
They're both working together at one point, and Hugh Jackman's wife is working with him, and she gets like dropped in a tank of water, and Christian Bale ties the knot so she can get out of it. Clearly, they're both magicians, but Christian Bale has a twin in the movie, so they agree that like they like different knots to tie, and one of the twins ties
The wrong knot.
his knot one time, which she can't get out of, he's not familiar with, so she drowns, and then Hugh Jackman goes through insane lengths to get revenge on Christian Bale
Yeah.
the whole movie,
Oh man.
to the point of like making clones of himself and not knowing if it's him or the clone that's going to fall in the tank of water and die in the end.
Risking his life, basically.
Yeah.
So, do you think it makes a better revenge movie the more the person getting the revenge puts at stake?
Sometimes.
Because they are,
It depends.
I think, pretty much in all revenge movies, they are risking their life, aren't they? I think in all of them, actually.
Well, yeah, because almost all of them, they're just blinders on. Like,
Yeah.
they don't care being in harm's way.
Reckless. Very, yes. But you guys want to do each one honorable mention?
Sure. I have one that I didn't really think of even as being of a revenge movie,
Yeah.
but it was on multiple like lists of the best revenge movies ever. And it's Night of the Hunter
I have yet to watch
from, I believe, 1955 maybe.
Yeah.
But it's one of the movies I told you guys like changed my mind and made me start watching older movies because I liked it so much. But it's basically a dude gets out of prison and comes to a small town, and like obviously no cell phones, no internet. Like, you could just roll into a town and people just take it face value like, oh, I'm this guy.
Yeah.
So he says he's a preacher.
Who's in that? Willem Dafoe?
No. It is a guy who's in like a bunch of westerns and other movies. Like, he's a famous actor. But his cellmate had a small fortune that he hid with his kids, and he died in prison. So when he got out of prison, he went to the small town, acted like a preacher, shacked up with that guy's wife, and is just terrorizing her children, trying to find this small fortune that was like $5,000 to $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And he has love-hate tattooed like on his knuckles, which had to have been one of the first times that was like in mainstream media.
Yeah, that's very early for that.
And like, yeah, it was crazy. And just everybody's like, oh yeah, he's the preacher. Let's make him the town preacher. And they all love him. And
He's a great guy.
Yeah, and he's terrorizing these children.
Yeah.
But like, he kind of tries to win over the girl, like the daughter, by being nice to her because she's like a little girl. And he's like, oh, and the son is like, no, we'll never tell. And then like, so he just starts terrorizing these kids, chasing them at one point. Like,
Why was the son
He kills-
prospector in your?
well, dude, like, it is funny because like older movies are like that. Like, you watch it and you go, oh, this is from the 50s. Like, it's no doubt.
Yeah.
But like, he kills the mom. And everybody's like, oh, he's the preacher. Why would he lie? She's a harlot. Like, she left him with those children. And everybody just instantly is like,
Harlot. That's one of my favorite.
So she, like-
timing.
so then like the kids are on the run and like in an orphanage, and he shows up. He's like, I'm the dad. They're like, he ain't our daddy. Like, and it's crazy, like cat and mouse of him hunting down these children for $5,000 to $10,000.
Well, back then that was like what, 50 to 100.
I can't remember. I looked it up, but it was a
it's
lot of
50K
money. But
or 100K.
still, that's here. I'll look it up. But
I do it for 5 to 10 nowadays. I don't care.
like straight up trying to murder children.
5,000.
Okay, it's a lot of money. It's like $59,000.
59. Okay.
$5,000 then would be like 59 now.
today.
Well, that's enough
Still
to,
though,
like,
60.
threaten
I don't
kids
think
and
I'm
kill 'em.
murdering a wife
Yeah.
and 2 children for 60K.
Right, that's not enough.
That's not enough to like buy a house.
Right. Not even close.
Back
Back then.
I think it was. But anyway,
5K and you're a king.
you're right. Anyway, and next I'll say for my honorable mention,
I feel like you got a list.
I do got a lot. Yeah. The Punisher from 2004 with Thomas Jane. My favorite Punisher movie.
Which
One of my favorite revenge
none of us
movies.
can remember exactly the plot.
No, I mean, no.
But we know the basics.
Well, basically, doesn't he kill like a mobster's son?
He's involved in the death of Travolta's son.
I think he's either military
One of his sons.
or,
Right.
or law enforcement, I believe, and a special agent or something.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm surprised you haven't watched the Bernthal show. You liked Punisher.
I know. I have.
The show is
so good. It's so good.
I really do have to watch. I'm so.
Joe's a big Bernthal guy, so I know it's hard to
I
take.
love him.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm so hung up that it's not Thomas Jane anymore.
You wouldn't be hung up once you watched the show.
Hasn't been Thomas Jane in 21 years at least.
That is true. Right. No, but I do have a whole lot of them here. Joe, did you have an honorable mention?
I have one.
Yeah, you listed before I list all mine here.
Okay. I don't know if you guys will consider it as like revenge, but
No, but no, I'm sorry. Let me just some great scenes in that Punisher movie. The one that's great is the Kevin Nash fight in the freaking apartment.
It is excellent.
That's a great scene. There's so many good ones in.
it's kind of like a slapsticky fight. It's just like goofy,
is.
but like it's still
Very
really cool.
comic booky and
Yeah.
cartoony. Yeah, but check that out. It's like the best Punisher movie. It's so fun. And how about you, Joe? What do you think?
I have Trick or Treat because Sam gets revenge on everyone who like shuns Halloween.
I think you've gotten trick or treat and everything.
I'm gonna try.
Any way to spin it.
You don't think that's a revenge?
I loved when that werewolf got that revenge.
I think it's revenge. Sam's getting revenge on him.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
The sucker as a weapon is such a cool
even
choice.
If the
Don't say even if you leave it as it is.
Okay, it's a revenge. It's a revenge movie.
Okay.
That is a great movie, though. I will say some just
Garbage,
I'll
huh?
just rattle some off. The Nightingale.
Rough.
Man, the second most shocking thing I've ever seen on screen.
That's saying a lot.
The Serbian film is the number one, just the whole of it, and then the Nightingale has the second most shocking. I literally, I'm not playing with you. I was watching it here, and I literally stood up and I was like, oh.
I mean, you haven't seen Irreversible, you said, so like.
No, I have not.
Chris and I
tip the
saw.
scales.
Yeah, Chris and I saw Nightingale in theaters in Ann Arbor, and it was like kind of packed, and yeah, it was crazy.
I even like walked over there. I'm like, no.
I didn't just see that. No.
Yeah, I can't do
No,
it.
you don't say that.
Yeah, Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Awesome performances.
I'm just gonna throw one in there because Joe just brought it up. Is Irreversible,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like, and you can borrow it. I have one because the movie takes place in reverse chronological order, but I have like the special Blu-ray that where you can watch it in chronological order if you want to.
Yeah.
And
I
yeah,
heard
dude,
that's just a really fun watch.
it's punishing. Like, the rape scene is so brutal. Like, I mean, I don't know how. As a male director, you could be like, "Hey, female, let us rape you in this film for 15 minutes on
Man.
camera."
15 minutes is
And then, I think it's something like, because I know people bring it up all the time, how excessively long the scene is.
That's
But I mean,
obnoxious.
it does
For a rape scene.
set the page for revenge.
like
and
a
then
minute's crazy long for a rape
Yeah,
scene.
it is. There's
I think
a
like
fire
5-10
extinguisher.
minutes is like the fire extinguisher scene.
fire extinguisher scene, which I've obviously never, allegedly in person, never seen somebody smash a face to mulch with a fire extinguisher.
Mulch
but
is, yeah, a good way to put
in
it.
this fucking movie, I don't know how they did it, but it feels like
real.
a realistic
That's what
feels
I
like-
heard.
it was
That's
like
what I-
depiction of that
I'm gonna be
happening.
completely
Yeah, you
honest
said you
with
don't
you.
like head trauma.
I'm so that's what gets me is head trauma, and I've actually shied away from that movie
Dude,
because I've
it's-
heard of this scene. And I'm like, I can't do it.
It's
I
rough.
Can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, there might be more movies with, like worse stuff in them, but when it's shot like that good and looks that real, you're like, this is the worst.
It was
this is
so
the worst.
crazy.
Like,
I can't
It's
do
so
it.
tough.
I can't
It's
do
like
it.
Faces of Death you're watching. Like,
And it's
I
like,
just can't do it.
it's like in like a busy like stairway, so there's a
Yeah.
bunch of people around while it's happening, so it's like
Yeah.
chaotic.
Jesus.
And they're all just watching this man's face be like smashed to nothingness.
That's crazy. I got some more I'll rattle off here. Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks. I
Haven't
really
seen
love
it.
that movie.
Yeah, that one,
Man, you guys gotta watch that, man. That is a great movie.
never seen it. Never gonna watch it now.
I forget the exact
Everything that guy
plot,
says, what a
but
stitch.
How about The Patriot with Mel Gibson?
Great one.
His son dies, I believe it is, and he goes against the army or whatever that, or something along those lines.
I don't know
and
why
Heath.
that just made me think of The Fugitive with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, it's a great
Isn't
movie.
Harrison Ford in The Fugitive?
Yeah, he is. That's great.
my son.
I will say Harry Brown, not the porno. Not the porno. No.
I didn't know there was a porno, but now I'll definitely be looking that up. I'm looking up Harry Brown,
It
the
sounds
porno.
Like porno. It sounds like porno.
I'm definitely watching Harry Brown the porno before I watch Harry Brown, a real movie.
No, I'm kidding. Harry Brown. So basically, Michael Caine, it came out in 2009 out of nowhere. I watched
Michael Caine from Elf. That's his most famous role. I don't know. Isn't that the dude, dad in Elf?
No, you're talking about.
That's not Michael Caine.
That's not Michael.
Who am I thinking of?
That's James Caan.
Yeah, Con Caine. Come on.
Same person.
Same, similar.
Harry
Never
Brown.
been further people
Right.
apart.
So basically, someone murders his friend, and he goes up against these like I think it's like druggies and like gangsters and stuff. Like it takes place in Britain and stuff, and it's like it's so good. Michael Caine
Takes place in Britain. So good.
But there's an actor, Sean Harris. He's been in a bunch of stuff now. You remember The Stranger on Netflix? He was one of the guys. He was the guy opposite Joel Edgerton. That Australian movie that came out not long ago.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
He's also
You said like weaselly eyes or something is how you describe
Sunken
it.
eyes.
Sunken Eyes, and he's in Mission Impossible. But this is the first movie I've ever seen this guy in, and I didn't know he was gonna like. As soon as I seen him in the scene, I was like, that guy is amazing.
I will say,
He's so good.
Ben likes this movie probably just because he likes to say I discovered that guy.
I
So.
did discover that guy, and
I mean, he was in the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
I don't know how you discovered him. He was in the movie.
He is unbelievable.
They
in
discovered
10
him.
minutes that he was in that movie. But it's just a great movie. And That Sentence. I'll
Great
say
one,
That
yeah.
Sentence with Kevin Bacon. You know who directed that? I don't either. I'm trying to remember.
Great guy. Never met him.
Well, who is that directed that?
I have another one I just thought of that's like
James Wan directed.
highly underappreciated. Payback of Mel Gibson is
Oh,
awesome movie.
Payback's great.
The Death Wish movies with Bronson.
Oh yeah, I've actually never seen those, but I hear they're great. But yeah, Payback. That's like done in that like noir style, right? That's
Black and white, yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome movie. But Death Sentence. If you look up,
Skim it over, cool.
what are you talking about? It's a great movie.
I'm kidding.
Death Sentence. If you look up gritty in the dictionary, it says C Death Sentence. It's so.
No, I
gritty.
thought of
It's
another one. Jaws Revenge.
Yikes.
Where the shark goes up the Mississippi River to get revenge on the
Yeah,
family.
right in the title. That should be like the number
Controversial
one.
take, best in the franchise.
Wow.
Controversial take.
I'm kidding. Gone Girl. Pretty.
That was sociopathic the way you did that.
pretty intricate. That
Pretty intricate,
like
yeah,
a
saying something.
tense. I guess.
Double revenge tale.
Yeah, that is a crazy.
It's an
revenge.
insane person getting revenge.
How about this? A newer one, Promising Young Woman. Promising
Yeah.
Young
They did
Woman,
my boy.
really good.
They did my boy Bo Burnham dirty in that.
They really
movie.
did.
Pretty
yeah.
gnarly.
They really did. Blue Ruin.
Don't like the way you said blue, but all right.
I don't like the way you said blue.
Did you hear that? Your like lips reverberated.
Blue Ruin is really good. I forget the
Blue.
plot off the top of my head, but
Cool.
all right. Last one, Man on Fire
Yeah,
with
Denzel.
Denzel.
Yeah, doesn't he?
He's protecting Dakota Fanning.
Doesn't he put a grenade up a man's asshole in that
He did.
movie?
And I believe he says you're running out of time.
Yeah, and then walks away.
And then he's in a movie called Out of Time, and he didn't say you're running out of time in that. So
Well, he already used it. He couldn't use it.
Didn't he die in that?
He did.
He sacrificed himself.
He did to save her. Great movie.
I hate it now.
Yeah. They should make a sequel. Anyway, those are our top revenge movies, guys. If you got any you can think of, leave them in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And thank you so much for watching. We will see you on the next one. See ya.